Hey everyone, this is Lou from AdriftInTokyo.com and welcome to our third vlog. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the MEXT scholarship and some of the bureaucracy that I had to go through and the fun stuff there. And I'll also be talking about a little bit my schedule when I arrive in Japan and the time crunch that I'm going to be experiencing before all the activities kick off for the MBA program that I'm starting. And so, if you don't know anything about the MEXT scholarship, I encourage you to go online, type in MEXT scholarship, and whether or not you're in the US, in India, in Europe, you're going to find out that it is a scholarship to go to Japan and study, and there's different layers to the MEXT scholarship depending on if you're an undergraduate student, if you're a graduate student, if you're looking to do research, if you're looking to do other things. It's a very complicated scholarship. I don't fully understand it, but if you search for it, you'll find out some of the base details. It's very lucrative if you are able to get the scholarship. It typically brings along a full tuition, airfare tickets to and from the location in Japan where you'll be studying, a monthly stipend, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, not pretty much it, but that's most of it. It's very, very generous. But applying for the MEXT scholarship is confusing in and of itself, so if you have questions about that, let me know. I can try to help out. But the MEXT scholarship, you know, you're dealing with the Japanese government for this, and you have to apply to your local mission in Japan, which is either your consulate or your embassy. And depending on which country you're in, that varies, or what you're located, or where you're located, and what province or division that you have to apply to. So it gets very confusing on whether do I apply to the consulate or do I apply to the embassy. But in any case, I knew that this would be bureaucratic getting into it because in Japan things are very rigorous and streamlined and they work a certain way and you have to follow the rules. What I wasn't prepared for was how rigorous and inflexible the scholarship would be. And what I mean by that is, you know, I'm going to Japan. The MBA program starts on September 18th. And once that program starts, the university is warning us that we're going to be doing all this team building activity, all of this work, and you better not have anything else going on during the 18th to the end of the month, because it's going to be pretty much full out, getting ready, courses, etc. And so in my mind I'm thinking, well, okay, you know, I have all this stuff to do for the university, it's going to be like time crunch. I'm going to want to get out there as early as possible, maybe even at the end of August. Look for an apartment, get settled, you know, get over the jet lag. If you've ever been to Japan or anything international where you've had to fly over 8 to 10 hours, it's a pain in the neck to get over jet lag and to get settled and then to process everything that's going on. So in my mind I'm saying, well, okay, great. I got the scholarship. I'll fly out to Japan, you know, what is it, end of August. I'll set up all these meetings, find an apartment, and be good to go come September 18th. I started talking to the university, and what they're telling me, they're very friendly, by the way. I don't want this to come across as I'm frustrated with them. I'm just frustrated with the process. But what happened was they say, okay, we'll take into consideration your departure date. I think I requested, what's today, the 26th? Yeah, I pretty much requested this week to be in Japan. And so I sent the email, I said, hey, I'm flying out of Washington, I'd like to land in Narita on this day. And the Japanese government representative responds basically saying, we're sorry, if you wish to depart earlier than the day we would like you to depart, you'll have to forfeit the benefits of the scholarship. We require all MEXT scholars to arrive on the same day. And if you don't arrive on that day, you'll lose the benefit of the airfare and some of the other scholarship support. And so I see this email, I'm like, wow, they're not joking around. They want you to be in Japan on this day. And if you're not there, then you're screwed. And so I'm thinking, you know, well, how much of a big deal is it just to get to Japan on the day they want me to arrive? So I just go with it. That's fine. But here's the kicker. The day that they tell me to arrive in Japan is September 11th. They say, oh, you need to fly out on September 11th from Washington, D.C., and you'll arrive in Japan on the 12th. Now, I grew up in New York. September 11th is a big deal to me. I wasn't there at the time, but I was going to school, But I know a lot of people who lost their lives, firemen, policemen, and if anything, I don't want to fly on September 11th out of honor and thinking about their sacrifice. And it's kind of a day of remembrance and you know, looking back on what they did and what it stood for. So, and then on the second piece of that is like, well, I don't want to fly on September 11th because look what happened on September 11th. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll make an exception because this is a, you know, obviously an emotional thing. It means a lot to me, which it does. And I sent another email and they said, well, we understand your situation, but we can't change it. And so here I am. I'm flying out on September 11th with the airfare ticket from the MEXT Scholar, and I'll be getting there. And so from September 12th till September 18th, that's the window that I have to find an apartment, to open up an account, a bank account, to find a mobile phone, to get registered with the National Health Insurance, to get my alien registration card, and to get everything else settled, you know, get my books, get my bearings straight on how to get to the university, and just get into a mental state of mind for this program. And so this is what I call the time crunch when I'm in Japan. And so I didn't put up much of a fight with the MEXT folks. Again, I'm very happy and fortunate to get the scholarship, but it's very, very inflexible, so please keep that in mind if you're looking to do something similar. And it wouldn't be that much tougher, it wouldn't be that hard for me if I were just coming out of university or if I didn't have a job and a family, but this is the state that I'm working with. And so here's what I'm going to be doing when I get to Japan. So I land, as I mentioned, on September 12th. And the jet lag is going to be reeling because if you've ever flown to Japan or to Singapore, or anything in the East Asia, you're going to be reeling from the jet lag. And so my flight lands at 3:30 in the afternoon on September 12th, which is a Thursday. I got to get through customs, I got to do all that standard stuff, and then I take the bus, as I mentioned, down to my homestay, which is in Yokohama. And I'm going to be pretty much dead that evening. Get a bite to eat, take it easy, but hopefully I can get some sleep and I won't be too off from the jet lag. And I'm getting ready for the next day and that coming weekend leading up to September 18th. And so basically, Friday, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get up in the morning. I have to head on over to I'm living over in the Aobadai station area, Aobadai Eki, and that is one of the areas. There's a local ward office, W-A-R-D, and what you have to do is get registered in this local ward office as a foreigner. And so their office opens from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They've strongly recommended that I come in at 9 a.m. or no later than 10 a.m. to get registered. It takes about a half hour to get registered as a as a foreigner in Japan, to get your registration card, all that good stuff. And then it takes another half an hour to get set up as part of the National Health Insurance program. So I'll do that, and then after I take care of that on Friday, I gotta head on over to one of the banks, probably Citibank or Mizuho, open up my local Japanese bank account, take care of all that stuff, and then head on over to one of the mobile carriers and get my cell phone. So I don't know which one I'm going to go with at this time. You know, if you Google mobile carriers in Japan, you're going to get a ton of stuff. You're going to get stuff like SoftBank, Docomo, I'm forgetting the other ones. Those are the two ones that I always remember. Those two, I'm probably going to check out the plans, see what the contracts are, 1 year versus 2 years, if I break it. Take care of that, and by that time, if I have any energy left, I might try to explore some of the neighborhoods that I'm looking into. I mentioned in my last vlog that I was doing neighborhoods like Nakano, Futako Tamagawa, Kichijoji, and anything in the western Tokyo area that has a direct line into campus. I also like the Kagurazaka and Iidabashi areas. Those areas are very close to the university and they're also very nice. So see what I can get there, pretty much take it easy Friday, and then jump into Saturday. Starting Saturday, which is September 14th, from Saturday to, September 17th. That's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Those 4 days that I've got, I'm going to be doing apartment hunting. Now the kicker is that September 16th is a Monday. That's a national holiday in Japan. And so luckily in Japan, everyone, it seemed like everybody was able to work that day, so they don't take the national holidays too seriously. And basically I've got a different meeting with the different agencies in Japan that I've hooked up with to look at apartments. So Saturday, I'm going to spend the whole day with the Tokyo Best Realtors to look at different apartments in those neighborhoods that I talked about. On Sunday, I meet the guy from Egarta. He's going to meet me. We're going to go through all the apartments that are on my list for his agency. Then I'm going to go talk to the guys at Hikari, and we're going to look at apartments on his database, and then finally the Tokyo Apartments Inc. on Tuesday. In that span, if I don't find an apartment, I'm going to be screwed, but I hope to find one that I like, and by the end of the day on Tuesday, I hope to either ink a contract or get one set up to get for a move-in date early October. And so I think it takes about 2 to 4 weeks to get a contract signed and closed out and ready to be moved in, which works perfectly for me. I can get that signed, work from Tuesday, get the process started on Tuesday, hopefully a move in by early October. And so we'll see how that goes, because on Wednesday, September 18th, that's when this foundation week starts at Hitotsubashi. That's when everyone gets together, all our classmates. We do this type of team building exercise. We go west over to Mount Takao, or Takao-san, T-A-K-A-O. You type it up on Google. It's one of the it's a very beautiful area in Japan, in Tokyo, where you can go. It's very mountainous. I don't know what type of team building activities that we're going to do, but I've heard it's really cool. You get to meet everyone in your class and talk to them and see, basically just get to know each other more. And so after that, once the foundation week stops and the academic curriculum kicks up, then everything is, now it's into the academic year. We start classes, we start doing our homework, all that good stuff, projects, and hopefully by the end of September, I'm going to find a place to live. And so it's a lot of information, a lot of stuff going on. I'm at the point right now where I just want to get to Japan. I want to find a place. I'm a little nervous about different places to live. You know, is it too loud? Is it close to the restaurants and bars and stuff that I'm looking for? Is it a nice neighborhood? Am I going to be safe? Safety is not an issue in Japan, but I want to look at different places that offer, you know, a short walk from the station. I don't want to be walking 10 minutes late in the evening when I get back from class or from, you know, a drinking party with friends. And so those are some of the things I'm looking at right now. But hopefully with a little bit of luck and the right timing, I can find an apartment, settle into a place, and start showing you around that area and take you on a tour of my apartment once I move in. And then I can worry about buying futons, buying accessories, decorating the place a little bit more. But to be honest, I'm not going to do a very good job of that. I just want to live in it, get my work done, and start the program. So if you have any questions about living in Japan, or if you have questions about the different agencies that I've been hooked up with, I've had a good experience emailing them. I'd be happy to share that with you. But that's my schedule, and once I get in Japan, I'll give you some more details. But look forward to our next vlog. I want to be talking a little bit about, let's see what we got here on the schedule. Next vlog, I'm going to go through the first question and answer session. I got a few questions from folks. I'll be jumping into that. So thanks everyone. Take a look at the blog. I'll be updating it. Have a nice day. See ya.